Welcome back to Great Day St. Louis. It's summertime and you may not want to deal with your financial life, but hey, hang on, because CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger says just a little bit of focus right now might save you some big time money before the next heat dome even has a chance to descend. Good morning, Jill. She's now on Jill joins us now for today's Money Matters, sponsored by JBL Financial. You know, it's a funny time to be talking about this, Jill, because we all feel like geniuses right now because our 401ks are through the roof this week. But where do we start to kind of do this mid-year reset?
Okay, we are all geniuses, so let's agree on that. Yeah. Great. Now, let's look at what actually has happened in the first half of the year. Check out your spending. And if you don't use one of those handy-dandy apps, pull up bank statements, credit card bills, or just 6 of them, you know. Check out the automatic subscriptions on Apple or Google Pay. When you do this exercise, you may discover that going back to an office 5 days a week has meant that you're eating too many lunches out. Or maybe those streaming services cost more than the cable bundle that you abandoned 5 years ago. Here's the goal. You just want to identify some amount of money, no matter how small, to either save or use to pay down your debt. That's it.
All right, that's pretty easy. I can handle that. But auto insurance premiums, home insurance premiums have soared since the pandemic. Is there a way to lower those bills?
Well, I think the funny thing is we all complain about that, but we don't do the easiest thing, which is we don't shop around. So to defray some of the increase, you should consider bundling your coverage and maybe also educate yourself. There are a lot of ways to qualify for a discount. Maybe it's a security system. Maybe you can afford to pay for a full year of premium versus doing it monthly. Maybe you should take a defensive driving course. I know that we all could use one, and it will help drive down those auto insurance rates. If you're driving an older car, and many more people are doing this, they've got 12, 13, 14-year-old cars, you may want to consider dropping collision or comprehensive coverage. Sometimes you're paying for something you really don't even need.
Yeah. All right. We talked about the markets a little bit. What about our retirement accounts? Is there anything we should be doing right now?
Listen, if you messed around with your retirement account, you bailed out when you got scared in April, make sure your allocation is back to where you want it to be. But specifically, I think there are 2 action items for the mid-year. One is we change jobs so much more often, and that means there are orphaned old retirement accounts out there. To better manage them and to reduce the cost, consolidate them, maybe into the current account, or maybe at a firm where you can create a new account in an IRA rollover. Now, the next action item, if you can afford to, maybe you cut your subscriptions down, maybe you found some money, increase your contribution levels. Gang, 1%, 2%, it doesn't seem like a lot, it adds up. The 2025 limits are $23,500 for work-based plans. If you're over 50, you can add an extra $7,500. The IRA limit this year, $7,000, $1,000 extra if you're over the age of 50. The small dollars that you allocate today, it really does pay off down the line.
It sure does. Jill, thank you so much. Always appreciate it. You can see Jill regularly on CBS Mornings and the CBS Evening News. For more analysis, go to JillOnMoney.com. This segment sponsored by all the good folks at JBL Financial. Give them a call, 314-863-0008, or you can find them on the web at jblfinancial.com.